Welcome back, guys, to the Tatum Talk Show, guys, where good is the enemy of great. I got my guy, man, my co-host, Buck Fitzgerald from Cashville, Tennessee, the mayor of Tennessee. Man, how you doing today, Buck?
Good to be here, dog.
Man, I got a different one for you, Buck. Guys, I got a different show for y'all today. I'm gonna call this one the show Hood Investors. Okay, and what I mean is, everybody said, well, what does that mean? What I mean is, there's some guys in the neighborhood that's from there that maybe used to do illegal activities, who trying to give back. And some guys that, what would you say, Buck, man?
Might still do illegal.
They might still do. And what they do is they're really good dudes, though. I'm being honest, they're really good dudes, man. But, and what they do is they find that the kids in the neighborhood that are good in sports and they sponsor them. Like, literally sponsor them. Like, they will pay rent for mom. They will make sure the dude got protection. They will make sure that he got food, make sure he gets back and forth to football practice or basketball practice or track practice, and make sure nobody really mess with him. So y'all, and then it's frowned upon because the outside people look in and say, man, them people are bad people. But when you from that area, when you from that life, them people is what you got. But like them ain't like what I'm gonna do. Like I'm from Cleveland, Ohio, and I live in a Vice Lord neighborhood, and one of the heads of the Vice Lords was like, "Hey, man, like leave Tatum alone. Like he ain't got to be in the game. You know what I'm saying? Like he gonna play sports, man. Like it's my dude. See, if y'all ain't from that life, y'all don't understand like what that really meant. Like it's like, bro, like telling him he's basically telling them Derrick's not gonna be in the game.
Right.
Like Derrick's not gonna game.
He's off limits.
Right. So it's like, but you at a 10, 11-year-old guy who growing up in this jungle, in this concrete jungle, all you know is violence. And because your friends are older than you and they involved in those type of things, you want to be involved in that. Like that's something that and I'm not saying it's right, but that's something as
reality.
It's reality.
Yeah.
And so like, man, like, but talk to me about this, man. I know you're from Nashville, yeah. and I feel like all hood the same. So all our backgrounds is similar. I don't care where you from, big town, small town. There's always hood investors that look out for the kids in the hood.
Yeah, and sometimes the situation can be as dire as yours, or it can be, like mine. I was middle. I sound like a politician, a candidate, somebody running for a certain person, but like middle of the road, wasn't rich, wasn't poor, right? Yeah. But the high school, I went to, Pearl Cone High School, was a very poverty stricken, very underprivileged high school, surrounded by a very violent environment without a lot of fathers. And my father, who again is the greatest, greatest inner city coach in Tennessee history, was the father figure for most of the kids on my team. Okay. Not just me. I would have 4 or 5 kids staying in my house all the time. That's just who he was. But a lot of times that is never enough, even in my situation.
So let me ask you a question. And I know I don't want you to keep telling me the story, but how did that affect your relationship with your father? Because he was the community leader.
Like it's funny because people ask me that. We came up in an era, and you might feel differently, but we came up in an era where like it wasn't. This is a different type of situation, but like the principal at your school. Right, you never wanted to really be close to the principal at your school, right? Yeah. So my dad was also my high school coach. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like people like, man, how was it? Was it difficult sharing your dad? It's like, hell no. Like, it was great a little bit because he took care of all of us.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it never was, it took the focus off of me. It never was like, yo, like your father, your pops looking out for you. Like he was like it's like your pops too. Like he was everybody's dad.
okay.
So it's kind of like
But
all of
it
us
was-
in together.
okay, okay.
He was like literally like the whole,
But
like
that was a different. But
at Pearl
again,
Cone there
we-
was no father, so he was like everybody's
so
father.
that's a different. That's a different era, man.
It's a different era.
It's a different era because
No dudes are doing that.
nah,
no more.
they ain't doing that no more.
In fact, I'm gonna say this because
Wow.
it
Wow.
segues
Wow.
into what you're talking about.
Wow.
But not to get so philosophical, but when you talk about the struggles of the black race, sometimes I always say one untalked about factor is, and it goes to what you're talking about. And so we're gonna get to this.
Yeah.
One factor that we don't talk about is, I blame our generation, guys who are 42 to 48 years old. We are the ones who didn't come back, because to what you're saying and what we're going to talk about is there was always big homies. For me, I had big homies, Black Tracy, all them dudes like that. They looked out for me.
Yeah.
I didn't have a lot of money because my father was a teacher and my mom was transitioning to school and all this stuff. So I didn't have a lot of money just like everybody else. So the big homies helped me out all the way through college. But the problem now is guys like our era, we never did do that. We took our bread, we got our degrees, we made our money, and we live out here and we stay out here and we talk shit about the young kids. Right? That's real. Nobody really wants to say that because we got to point to ourselves like, yo, these young dudes soft, like these young dudes this. Yeah, they are, but they don't have big homies.
Oh my God.
They don't. I couldn't do it. Like there's certain things there's certain things my pops never did have to teach me. Like my pops was the best father in the world, but in addition to him, I had Calvin Peters, who if I did something, Calvin would break my jaw. Boom. You know what I'm saying? Like on site, they controlled us, all of us. And so going into your So the problem now is guys don't come back. So now we look back at a kind of a different situation where guys are involved and they may be, like you said, doing illegal things to how they get their resources to help young kids, programs, all this stuff, right?
Yeah.
And so that's controversial, but it's needed because there's nobody stepping into the void. So when we were coming up, you, me, all of us, there were guys saying, don't do that.
Yeah.
Hey, man, no. Like, yo, y'all going to this AAU trip. How we going to go? We got this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, y'all go to Vegas. Like, we went to Vegas. We did all this stuff.
Yeah, them dudes
like, the big homies was there and taking care of us. I had like, you know, myself, Ron Slay, John Henderson, all us at Tennessee, like the big homies, it wasn't no NIL back then, dog.
There was NIL.
You know what I'm saying? There was NIL. There was NIL.
Like you'd be happy you had a good game and then dude take you out like to eat somewhere. You'd be like, man, it took me out to eat, man. I'm at Outback. I'm at Red Lobster. Like, you was like ecstatic.
Ruby Tuesday. We used to go to Ruby Tuesday. It was like, it was like being at the greatest steakhouse.
Hey, man, I used to eat that strawberry shortcake, man. You know about that, man. You know about that. But no, that was the difference, man. And I guess I can blame myself for that. I mean, our generation for that because we made a better life for our kids.
Yep.
But
only our kids.
Damn. So
only our kids.
But so here's the on the outside looking in, man. Like, and I get it, man, because I'm right in the middle of this because I don't like the nonsense that goes on. But those ex-D-boys, those ex-gang members, they got teams and they got organizations. If they didn't have those, what would it be then? Like, what would it look like? Like, I think, man, like nobody want to admit it, man, but that's the backbone of some situations around the country, man.
A lot of situations. Like if it's not for those guys, because listen, just like we blame ourselves, then then you got the politicians and the do-gooders sitting here, right?
Yeah.
You know, corporate Americans. Well, why can't they do this? And we're gonna do this. It never gets to the streets. All right. And a lot of times the only ones who's given to the streets are the ones that are close. And they may, and a lot of times, be engaged in illegal activity. Maybe they're currently in that situation, maybe they're not. But at the end of the day, they're saving a lot of lives, and it's controversial and people want to pass judgment. I know. Like, and trust me, my situation financially was a lot better than most. It was a lot better than yours.
Yeah. So,
right? So if I needed it, if it helped me through college, like, I don't know how I would have got through. So if it helped me, what about guys in situations like yours?
Yeah,
it's essential.
Yeah, man. I'll never forget. Man, gosh, man. Man, my dude was about to go do some illegal stuff. They was about to do a drive-by, some shit, right? And I'm like, and I'm young, you know, I'm probably like 12 years old, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, man, I want to go. Man, the dude slapped me. like, man, get your little punk ass out of here, bro. You ain't about this life.
Right.
It's like, if we get caught, we going to jail.
Right.
You not about to go to jail, boy. You going to college one day. And it's like, man, we missing them guys, man. Because like nowadays, man, when I see a dude who got potential get in trouble, I'm like, man, why y'all dudes allow this guy to get in trouble when you knew he had a future?
Yeah.
Like, these dudes nowadays will allow a star basketball, star football player to really do something they ain't supposed to be doing. Like, they allow it and be cool with that.
That's the difference. That's the difference. That's the difference, man. Then the hood, the hood or the big homie or whoever would do what they did with you.
Yeah.
Take you out of that situation. Yo, he's good. Leave him. He's gonna get out of here. Maybe he'll help us. Maybe he won't. But we see good in him or a future.
Yeah.
Now they'll pass the pistol to the superstar.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
I've seen dudes with zero ahead of them already living that life pass the pistol to the superstar. When it used to be, if all else fails, we're gonna protect the superstar.
Yeah, man.
It's about to go down. He ain't involved.
You ain't involved, bro.
And if he is involved, he ain't involved.
Nah, you
know what I'm saying?
Nah, you can't.
Like if it's a charge to if it's a charge, we taking the charge.
Yeah.
He got a future.
Yeah.
But now they'll tell on him. They'll put him in it. They'll make him do it. And again, it's the lack of that leadership, whether it be from the hood, whether it be from the corporate level. Again, our generation, we're over here, right? And they're here, and so it's just it's a bad situation, man.
It's a dilemma, man, because like we all wanted to get out of the situation so bad. We wanted to get out of those situations, and we put our kids in suburban schools, and how do we get back? You know, like man, it's a messed up situation because like you want to get back, but then it ain't the same respect though either though.
True.
It ain't the same respect
That's
now.
True. That's true.
A
Good
dude,
point.
man, listen.
Good point.
I will never forget. I was in Cleveland, and people respect me in Cleveland, you know, because they know who I am. But a dude was like, "Man, you can't go over there, Derrick. Man, they might rob you." I'm like, "I'm Derrick Tatum." He said, "Man, them young boys don't give a damn about you no more.
Right.
Like you ain't like man, they'll rob you, Derrick." I'm like, wow. I'm like, I think, man, like it was always some kind of barriers, man, and invisible barriers. I just didn't like, cause I talked about on my call about the football games, how it wasn't people getting shot at football games when we was coming up. Like, it wasn't all this violence at football games, and it's because of the big homies, the gang members.
Place.
They just knew that, bro, this ain't it, man.
Yeah.
Like, we not about to be out here acting stupid.
Not here. It's a sacred place. Yeah. It's off limits,
man. I get calls every single week now from people all over the country. It don't matter what part of the country they is acting a fool at these youth games, man.
Dude, it's crazy, man. And it's a stark difference. Again, they're doing a documentary about Pearl-Cohn, my high school, and how it was such a bad, just really violent place, underprivileged, underperforming place. And we transitioned into winning multiple state championships under my father. And now Pearl-Cohn is a different type of place. But it went through that transition. Well, the unpopular truth that people, it may or may not be revealed on a documentary, but the truth is the truth. There was people that you don't really want to celebrate the help. One person, when I talk about guys in their 30s and 40s, some guys that are being celebrated still to this day are pillars of the community. A guy like Calvin Peters, he had a program called I Have a Future. They used to give us like $50 and $100 checks a month to do the right thing. The greatest thing ever. But then there was the hood element. When we went to the state championship, dog, we went to Vanderbilt where it was on a yellow bus, and we had our equipment in black trash bags, garbage bags. That's the truth, playing the state championship. So, and people was laughing at us, right? We were lucky to have that, and next year was better. Why? Because the hood gave what they could to get us there. Feed us before the game, after the game, all that stuff. We made a playoff run. In the other one, and again, the black community not going to really like this, but you know who the other person that helped that program? Governor Bill Lee, who is a conservative Republican governor. He was a businessman. And all he did, every time our ice machine break, just public school, inner city stuff, the ice machine broke. We ain't got.
I can't even imagine that happening at schools that we be at now. Like
people
ice machine, like man, we got another one.
Exactly. Yeah, we got one here. Yo, the ice machine break in the hood, like it's trouble.
Yeah.
Like we in like the field. He gave us sod for the field, uniforms, all this stuff. Governor Bill Lee, right? Who black people say, sometimes he's a Republican. He don't like. Dog, quiet. Businessman, coach, what y'all need? Coach, what y'all need? So the moral to the story
is before he's a governor.
Yes, he was just a businessman.
Yeah, so
that was always
good context.
Yeah, always. Yeah, he was before he was the governor. He's the current governor now.
Okay,
he was just a businessman.
But nobody gonna tell that story.
Nobody gonna tell that story. My dad just told me because I met Governor Lee and he was just talking in reverence about my father, and I was like, y'all didn't know y'all was like. How you think we got them uniforms? When the ice machine broke, how you figure that? How do we get to travel to Memphis twice in the playoffs?
Wow.
How do we do all? You think people around these politicians around here supporting us? Nobody give a shit. He did, and the hood did. That's a fact. So that's unpopular. Nobody likes to talk about that.
This whole conversation unpopular because we don't want nobody wants to acknowledge. Because the narrative is you don't have father figures, you don't have this, but I just know, bro. I didn't really realize how bad I was living until I watched TV.
Damn.
Seriously, I just thought this was just normal living, bro. Like I just thought I'm like this is just because at the end of the day, man, like we was poor, but we wasn't that. I mean, we had lights on, we had food. You know what I'm saying? I had nice clothes, so yeah, my environment wasn't the best. I thought it was normal until I got to watch TV. I'm like, I live in the slums. like I live in poverty. I didn't know that. I promise you, bro. I'm like, I live in poverty.
Right.
And I'm like, so I think, man, what's the solution though, Buck, man? Like what can we do?
So what was your solution? Like the people that helped you. So, okay. Let's think about this. The people that helped you, all right, Derrick goes on, all right, a lot of times, maybe there should be some sort of, discussion about that because what happens a lot of times is those guys go, and we talked about this a couple times, those guys go, the athlete goes through that situation. Mm-hmm. Then you get people on the other side, whether they be black, white, whatever, they're more refined.
Yeah.
They're more, acceptable. All right. Corporate or whatnot. And then they have a lot of attention on them and they say, oh, look how great John Smith is for helping this young inner city kid, get here. And then they get all the praise. And then the people who did really the heavy lifting at the most critical juncture are still looked down upon.
They look down upon, man.
And that's fine, but what has to be celebrated and applauded is their effort in getting that kid from where you were, from 0 to maybe -2 to Lexington, Kentucky.
Yeah.
Like that's a long way. And people don't understand how many people and how hard that is to make that journey, and who had to be involved. And just because these people, may live or may have done things that have been illegal or whatnot, that doesn't mean that they're immoral.
Yeah, okay, that's a great thing, bro. Just because they done things illegal don't mean they're immoral. Like, I think we all know people like that. We all have been around them people, but society will say that's a bad person. And I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna tell you why. Here's why. And this is why y'all see some of these young men and y'all be like, man, why he hang with the entourage? Why he hang with these guys? Man, he owe these guys. Like literally, like he owes these guys. Like y'all don't like. You will never understand that if you're not in that situation. He owes these guys something. Now, the problem is some of those guys, that's all they know, and then they wind up getting in trouble and getting the star in trouble with their mess. That's the issue that goes on. So, and then you say, well, why don't you just cut them off? Man, it is hard. It is hard to cut off a guy or guys that helped you get to where you at. Yeah. It's very hard. It's very hard. Like at some point, they have to, in the star, you have to invest in your friends to get education. And I ain't saying a college degree education. I'm saying educated on whatever you need them to get educated in. Hey, listen, I can't. It's like this, y'all. I know guys that are B-list celebrities, and I know a couple of rappers, and they be like, man, I walk around, my dude's my protection. Well, why don't you have one of your friends open up a security company and learn how to really protect you?
Right. You
see what I'm saying? Like, because if it go down, they shooting. Period. Yeah. So these are things that if you the star and you the breadwinner, okay, and you know that you have to start businesses or teach your friends, your entourage something that can help you. Like y'all, and I know y'all don't like this man, but man, y'all gotta look at his model. Look at LeBron James, man. Look at his model, bro. He took all these guys from his neighborhood and he gave them corporate jobs. He made them get certifications to whatever they needed to get to open up businesses.
And they done a great job.
And they doing a great job lifting them up. And LeBron done hung around some goons before too.
Well, so that's that's to your point, making sure that your circle evolves as you're evolving. And then you can stay in the same circle. But if you're evolving and going to different places and they're stuck where they are, then there's going to be a disconnect and there's going to be conflict. So that's one point. Well, and you brought up another point that that is interesting that I like to talk about, the respect factor. Like, so we talked about how it is the onus is on, people our age and how we've dropped the ball, or you need that. Well, you said, okay, are these guys receptive to help these days? All right, and so. And that's beyond me, and you're right. When I think about it, you're absolutely right, and so that may kind of deter guys from helping. I just I can't believe it because I look at my experience again. How you said these guys owe those guys. I owe a great deal of gratitude to guys who were there for me, like Calvin Peters and Black Tracy and all these dudes. Like, I'm 40-something years old, and when I see them, they're still a level of, respect and almost reverence.
Yeah, paying homage to these dudes.
Almost reverence.
Yeah,
like nobody ever could say anything ever in life about Calvin Peters.
Yeah.
To me. Like, ever. Nobody could ever say anything about Black Tracy to me. Ever. Because I know what he did, not only for me, but for everybody associated with me. Those guys helped them individually. So when I hear about a kid not being receptive to help, I understand that it is true, but it's very, very sad and disheartening.
Yeah, man. It's man, we just living in a society, man, where young boys don't want to listen, man.
Yeah.
All right, and
some of them.
So okay, so let's look at what's happening with our young rappers. All right. At some point, man, we gotta understand, man, this is a business, y'all. Like I get it, man, but man, we gotta transition at some point. And that's the same thing. Like if you the star, okay, our job is to protect the star.
That's it. Protect the king. Yeah.
Like this is just like I can't put you involved in none of this nonsense, man.
It's stupid as shit because that's the money generator. That's the money. That's what I don't understand. You know, even if you are a selfish person, even if you're an idiot, you should be smart enough to understand we still got to protect the money source. They don't even do that.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, man, look, man. I'll never forget, bro. I got us some trouble. And I got locked up for a couple of days. And I went in there and it's just like no snitching, all right? So, and this is how, like, I'm telling y'all, when you have a good name and a good personality, people will look out for you, all right? So let's rewind before that. I'm hanging with some guys that was doing some bad stuff, and it was like 15 years old. All right, they arrested us, all three of us, and I was doing the same thing they was doing. You know what I'm saying? Doing some mischief, whatever we was doing, and then it's like, Tatum, why are you hanging with these guys? These guys are idiots. You guys are idiots. Like, what are you doing? I'm like, you're a star. You know what I'm saying? So then when I called my mother came pick me up. I was good. Now let's just fast forward some years later. I got in some trouble with somebody from the hood, and then when we was in there, it was like, so what happened? And dude was like, look, man, he had nothing to do with this. He said he didn't know what's going on. Like, that's the society we from.
Yep.
like he's like, bro, he said, man, he had nothing to do with this, bro, man. This dude in college right now, man. You know what I'm saying? And nowadays though,
nowadays, why do 10 when you can tell on a friend?
Why do 10 when you can tell on a friend? You know what I'm saying? And that incident, man, my brother, man, he wound up catching, a couple of felonies, man. It was that serious. And he could have dragged me into that, man. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't, and he protected me, and he wound up getting him expunged. Like, so it worked out for him, but it could have went all the way left for me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that I think that a lot of people don't know, man. Like when you from those different areas, man, those situations, there's people in there, man, that make sure you be good. They make sure your success is going to be imminent because they love you. And I just think, man, we got to get back to that, man. We got to get back to protecting the people, man. But these young boys now, man, they involving these other young men that's going to be stars, and it's like, man, like, why involve them in situations when you know that they ain't really about that life?
No, that's the thing. They're not about that life. Just, and most athletes are not. Most athletes, and they shouldn't be.
No,
they shouldn't be. So why pretend and why again, it happens in every walk of life. Special people are able to manifest their destiny because other people allow a pathway. And so when that doesn't happen, it's a tragedy.
Yeah.
It's a tragedy because they're special for a reason, or their talent or whatever it is not common. And so everyone has to, try to protect that and preserve it and allow it to go forward. But, again, it's a controversial situation.
This is a crazy, man, this conversation right here, bro. Like, if y'all listen to what we talking about, man, this is not a popular conversation we having, y'all. Like, this is something that I've never heard nobody talk about this. We talked about it privately, but this is the first time we talked about this publicly. And it's just it's a touchy situation because some of y'all gonna comment, well, them hood guys be doing this and this and this and that, and they be doing this. Man, I understand that, y'all. But I'm just telling y'all, man, like, it ain't like there's some corporate folks that rob some of my brothers blind. Blind. Like, rob them blindly, just rob them blind, like worse than somebody from the hood would do you. Let's not, let's understand that society has painted a picture of certain people to look a certain way.
Right, yeah. Sometimes, certain sins are judged, differently than others.
Yeah.
And like you said earlier, sometimes a person's occupation does not determine whether they're a good person or a bad person, and people can disagree with me, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But I know that from what I've seen, a lot of good deeds and good situations were made possible by some very unpopular sources. Maybe a politician, again, like Governor Lee from the other side of the tracks,
Crazy.
or maybe from some guys who were involved in legal activity and thought highly enough of the situation to help. And so both of those are not going to be extremely popular, but it's the truth.
It's the truth.
And people got to understand that. And then people also got to understand that, again, guys from our generation, people from our generation who received, that's the other thing, we received all that good leadership from whether it be neighborhood, upstanding people, whether it be people in the streets, whether it be corporate, we all were benefited by that.
Yep.
Wherever it came from. And then I just don't feel like that our generation of people give back like was given to us.
Damn.
And I've said that, and people want to argue. Just look around.
That's real, bro.
Look around. Look at your buddies. Like we get together, we go to the cigar lounge or whatever you do, you go to the bar. But I'm thinking back, like, yo, when I was growing up, like, them dudes was hooping with us. Yo, them dudes was driving us. Like, we went to Vegas, man. We went to Vegas. Hey, you like them dudes is out there with us. You know what I mean? So it's different. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if the kids ain't receptive or whatever, but I'm just saying it's different. I'm just saying everybody got to look at their situation, look at themselves and say, okay, I'm talking a lot of shit about young people, right?
But what am I doing to get back?
Exactly.
What am I doing
to get back? Am I adding to the problem, or am I helping just a little bit?
But that's why our programs is different, man. We got to end on that. But our programs is different. Like I sponsor kids from all walks of life. I know you do too. Every year we do. Like, I'm talking about every year we sponsor some of these kids because we understand that. But we just need more people to get back.
But you know why listen, we want to think we're good people, but at the end of the day, we know the type of help that we got.
Yeah.
That we receive.
Yeah.
We know that.
Yeah.
So if somebody's in need, we're supposed to. We're supposed to do at least what was done for us. Yeah. At least.
You got to.
That doesn't even make you a good person. It just makes you a person.
Get back. You got to get back, man. Everybody got their hands out, man. So, hey, man, I'm going to end it on that. I know y'all want to hear more, man. Listen, man, tune in, guys. Listen, make sure, please hit the subscribe button. If you want more content, we need y'all. We need your support. Hit the subscribe button, guys. This is the Tatum Talk Show with Buck Fitzgerald from Cashville, Tennessee, and Derrick Tatum, guys. Good is the enemy of great. Make sure, hit the subscribe button right now.